Depression, new virus, abuse of nature, bullying, racism, inequality. Make a change, bring a new policy. Harmful innovations, these considerations for the sake of me and you. We're here to make this new boom. What time is it? 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 What time? AI exhibit, AI exhibit, AI exhibition. 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 What time is it? 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 What time? AI exhibit, AI exhibit, AI exhibition. AI exhibit, AI exhibit, AI exhibition. AI exhibit, AI exhibit, AI exhibition. AI exhibit, AI exhibit, AI exhibition.
Greetings to all present here. AIS PYP welcomes you to our very first PYP exhibition. I am Jude, and this is my co-MC Kayla.
Don't you pretend that you're the one doing the PYPX. Friends, we are students from grade 4, and we are here to share with you what our seniors are doing and will do. June, if you have finished taking the limelight, shall we invite our grade 5 students to the stage, please?
What time is it? What time is it? What time is it?
I think it's my turn to 9:15.
No, it's time to see the hardware that senior friends put in. Friends, we will now see some glimpses of what happened in the exhibition timeline.
Wow, wasn't that hard work?
And you thought it was hard work.
How did you know what I was thinking that you thought I was thinking?
Come on, Kayla, don't confuse me with this grammar. We have presentations to focus on.
We now have three groups presenting their issues, a talk show on mental health, a brief film on imbalances, and a skit on inequality.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to today's episode of Your Health, Your Wellbeing. I am your host, Ashley Sinante, and today we have three amazing guests here to discuss today's topic, which is all about mental health. We have Professor Warren from the University of Ghana, Dr. Tammy from the Leicester Hospital, and Mr. Mensah from the Director of an NGO that works with people with mental health disorders. So, Professor Warren, can you please tell us what mental health is?
According to the Creator, mental health is a state of well-being in which an individual possesses his or her abilities, can cope with moral systems, and can work productively in the right society.
Thank you. Mr. Mensah, can you please tell us about the common mental health disorders? Thank you. Dr. Tammy, can you please tell us the difference between mental health and mental illness?
The difference between mental health and mental illness is mental health is the individual's social, emotional, psychological well-being that they have on a daily basis, but then also in life. Whereas mental illness are complex mental challenges that do not happen on a day-to-day basis.
Thank you. Now we're going on a short commercial break. We see you later. Kindly look at this room.
How do you see anyone who needs stress and so let's keep talking about good life. Thank you. Hello, my name is Ashley Sandy, and for today's video, I'd like to tell you guys how eating healthy can lead to wellness. Eating healthy versus staying healthy can have amazing concentration. Eating fruits and having vegetables can lead to good mental health.
Hello, we are back, and now Dr. Tammy is going to explain the mental health pyramid.
It has 4 stages, and the first 3 stages most people have. But the 4th stage, only 20% of the Earth's population goes into this stage. The first stage is no distress, problem, or disorder. It's where you just live your life normally with no stress and no mental illness or problems. Some people in this stage might describe it themselves as calm, content, or happy. The second stage is mental distress, which is just the normal stress we experience when we have an exam or we have homework and you forgot to do it and your teacher is asking for it. Some people might describe it as stressful, overwhelming, or tired. The third stage is mental health problems. People in this stage might always feel sad or upset, but it does not mean you have a mental illness. Some people in this stage might describe it themselves as agitated, annoyed, or irritated. The fourth stage, which the least amount of people are in, is mental illness or mental disorder. In this stage, you might be diagnosed with depression or generalized anxiety disorder or OCD. You can only officially be in this stage when an official psychiatrist or psychologist has declared you to be in this stage. Thank you.
4% of all resources we have, whether it's in Antarctica, the Americas, Africa, Asia.
morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Anderson. We have two contestants. One for the motion and one against the motion. The innovation is not more harm. Now, audience, be the judges to see innovation without more harm than good. Now, the contestants have 2 minutes to share your points. And the contestants.
Hello, my name is someone. I'm for the motion that innovations have done more good than harm. Innovations to mere inventions that make you grow. For example, the mobile phone, the internet, and many more. The mobile phone has helped people communicate. In the olden days, there weren't mobile phones, so you had to send a letter, which could take years, weeks, or days to reach to the person you're sending it to. The mobile phone also entertains us using social media apps, which were also innovated because somebody sat down to create them. The mobile phone also helps people distress themselves. As I said, the mobile phone can also be used for entertainment and it can also be used to distress yourself. The internet can be used for selling things online, using your own website and online store. You can also connect with your colleagues online. During the COVID-19 pandemic, we weren't able to go to school, but we were able to learn online. Thank you.
Now we are going to now against the motion.
My name is Duke and I am against the motion that innovation has done more good than harm. As my colleague said, mobile phones are a good source of communication. But bear with me, the amount of time we spend on our mobile phone is unbelievable. This can lead to a disease called nomophobia. Nomophobia is when you're so addicted to your mobile phone that even when you lose it, you can get a heart attack. Now for the internet. Hacking is the most common disadvantage of the internet. Personal information in social media is very vulnerable to hackers. So when you're posting anything on social media, be aware of what it contains. Thank you.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, please raise up this hand if innovation has done more harm, and raise up this hand if innovation has done more harm. Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, can I do this to make the world a better place? Hashtag use innovation wisely. Children, we are not supposed to withhold any guns, or if you see a gun, you're not supposed to touch it. And never point a gun at anyone, because they always think that you can't kill them. And always hold the gun up or down. Thank you.
The exhibition in classic project favor a collaboration.
During exhibition, the initial studies music innovation master, and I'm music taking action, and I'm with initial studies music innovation.
Me encanta la exposición porque trabajo con mi equipo y hay muchas actividades.
What I learned from the 60% of the exhibition is that I learned how to collaborate with my peers and all the people I meet. Throughout the exhibition, I learned how to collaborate and work with others. During the exhibition, I learned academic integrity and how to use my ATS skills.
Meshia Angene Muka Yare Ho Assemblia.
Pendant l'exposition, j'ai appris à collaborer et à être équilibré.
Na Ngoti, Urako, Uroko, Ura.
Pour oyer très mundo, Meshia, Messima, Mekora, Odedo. En la exhibición, puede trabajar con mis compañeros e investigar para lo que se necesitaba.
Hi, my name is Ronald, and I love exhibition and I've learned how to collaborate with others.
During the exhibition, I learned academic integrity and how to use my ATS skills.
My mother tongue is English. This is grade 5 and this is our master class. This is grade 5 and this is our master class.
This is grade 5 and this is our master class.
This is grade 5 and this is our master class.
This is grade 5 and this is our master class. This is grade 5 and this is our master class.
What time is it? Time for appreciation. What time is it? What time? It's time for support. What time is it? What time is it? It's time to share. What time is it? What time is it? It's time to see the hard work. What time is it? It's time to now stop singing and go. It's time to go. It's time to go. It's time to go.
Exhibition is a grade 4 access to lead you to the group. Also, we the students of AIS thank you one and all for being such an amazing audience. Have a blessed day.
What time is it? 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 What time? The AI exhibition. AI
Now the action form.
So what is this?
This handgun,
What kind of gun is it?
a pistol.
How many millimeter?
Sometimes you can use it for protecting ourselves in case of an attack. And also this, so maybe you wear this and you wear it.
The fact that you have a gun does not mean you can really go and shoot it, no?
Yeah, but if someone
No,
attacks you,
wait. The fact that you have a gun does not mean you can go and shoot anybody.
in case this, you You can't shoot someone if the person is if you're angry at the person.
You can't. You can't.
You can't, because if you do, you'll be in a lot of trouble. So it's better to use the last word.
I would like to ask you a question as well. You said central ideas. You talk about people's ideas, beliefs, feelings, and values. They lead to harmful innovations. Recently, something happened in America. What was that?
It's when a shooting, 21 kids and 2 teachers.
Okay, and what do you think caused that?
Because they felt, well, like people's ideas, beliefs, and feelings may lead to harmful innovation. So their ideas and their feelings made them use innovations the wrong way.
The wrong way, not the right way. So you could have ideas that will manifest in good ideas, and you will cultivate wrongful ideas that will really lead you into harm's way.
For example, the internet is a good source of information, but however, there's hackers on the internet, and like they can use, or in social media, they can get someone's personal information and maybe try and hack one of their accounts. So that's the wrong way of using an innovation.
So you want us to believe that central idea, people's ideas, beliefs, feelings, and the values should always be on the line of positive and good creativity.
Yes. Innovations focused on were AI and IoT. Can one of you help me with the meaning of AI? I know
AI,
more than
artificial intelligence.
Yes. I know what
Okay, go on.
robots
Yeah, good teacher. Yes.
clean tech. As climate challenges intensify, clean tech may reshape business models and consumption patterns.
Just one question for you. So I see 2022, 25, what years time?
Yeah.
Any idea, do you anticipate, what is the future of technology? What is the future of innovation?
I think in 25 years, the cars will be flying.
Why? What is the rationale or the idea behind the flying car? Why do you think we are now thinking about cars that must fly? What is the idea? What is the reason behind it?
Population.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Cars are not entirely harmful because some of us trust good things and move around. But sometimes, if you don't take care of the car, it will create pollution.
Like the smoke coming from the car will lead to global warming.
So,
Just a question. You see, seeing how I'm dressed, okay, if you are talking about harmful innovation, I'll be interested in this, and I'll be interested in that, I'll be interested in that. What can you say about that?
Gunpowder.
Gunpowder, nuclear fusion, and all that.
So gunpowder is an explosive that was accidentally invented by a Chinese alchemist. And nuclear fission is sometimes not harmful because they use it for electricity, but sometimes they create nuclear weapons and they're sometimes harmful to the environment and they kill us.
What are your thoughts? Should we, looking at the current challenges that Africa and indeed Ghana is having, so far as power or electricity generation is concerned, what are your thoughts? Should we be looking at nuclear fusion, right? Or we shouldn't?
We could,
Okay.
but well, with some nuclear energy, some of them are poisonous to the environment. You can use it, it's a good source of electricity, but at the same time, it also has a negative impact on us.
Should we be looking out for that?
Yes, we should look at for it and find a better way.
Okay. So in addition to look at it and find a better way, just have it at the back of your mind that a lot of countries outside the world and around the world are looking forward to that. But there are laws. When you came over, we talked about 2 laws that govern the conduct of war, and then that justifies war.
One of the pros of innovation is it can create new jobs. At the same time, the con is it can take your job can be replaced by a robot.
For example, we see the evolution as robots and drones. So maybe very soon in the next 25 years, they can like make robots that can work the jobs humans.
And teach you so that your teachers don't have a job anymore.
Yes.
Are they not being employed already?
Yeah, I think in some countries like Japan.
Okay, well done for displaying my card there. I'm happy.
That's good.
Okay, go on.
So we created a Google form and we collected some data about some harmful innovation. But I'll focus on the guns because I've been talking about them a lot. So it's a weapon of self-defense. Somebody said they are not harmful. That's how we use them. And the negative side is a weapon of violence. It can kill. It causes a lot of damage and harms humans.
What is a fighter jet?
A fighter jet is a jet used in order to flight. For example, on the jets there are things that you can attach like missiles and weapons on it. So while it's going into across the floor, they can be shooting and dropping nuclear weapons.
But some fighter jets are not entirely for war. Some of them are used for protection, like they go around the border and take pictures to see if they're
Surveillance ones.
Yes. Or if there are any invaders.
Okay. You remember when we were talking about innovation, we were talking about the factors that underpin them. Was surveillance mentioned?
Yeah.
Surveillance?
No, it was reconnaissance, survivability, lethality, communication, and organization and protection.
Good. So that goes under reconnaissance as well. Reconnaissance and surveillance go hand in hand. Okay. All right. Well done. Let's go on.
They said that the fighter there's like some types of speed, like supersonic speed. So when it goes around like the whole of the country, it wouldn't like people won't be able to see because it's so fast. But in the camera, you will be able to see everything in slow motion.
Absolutely. So some of them go with the speed of the sound.
Yeah. Supersonic and
So we have 6 thinking facts. So the white one is for facts. We were able to find some facts about innovations and how they are. Creativity, we were able to create models and find creative ways to stop people from using harmful innovations. Benefits, we were able to find the advantages and disadvantages of innovations. Blue stands for process. We were able to find a process in which innovations have been going throughout the years. And the red stands for feelings. Right now, there's a war going on between Russia and Ukraine, and we all have feelings, so we feel bad about the people who are getting killed there. So the black thinking hat stands for caution. We created posters to spread more awareness about the caution of using harmful innovations in the wrong way. I hand over to you.
So our first line of inquiry, which is evolution and types of innovations. This wall is the evolution of innovation. We have 6 waves. The first wave, the innovations connected to it are water power, textiles, and iron. It started from 1785 and ended in 1845. This is a period of 60 years. During the first industrial revolution, the first factory emerged. Second wave, the innovations focused on were steam power, rail, and steel. As railways proliferated, their network strongly influenced on urban growth, and it made it easier for transportation. This started from 1845 and ended in 1900, which is a period of 55 years. The third wave. The innovations in the third wave started from 1900 to 1950. This is a period of 50 years. The innovations focused on were electricity, chemicals, and internal combustion engine. Henry's Ford Model T introduced the assembly revolution, revolutionizing the automotive industry. 1950 to 1990. This is a period of 40 years. The innovations focused on were petrochemicals, electronics, and aviation. Aviation gains mass adoption on a global scale, providing a lever to economic integration. Now, the fifth wave. This started from 1990 to 2020, which is a period of 30 years. This is where the innovations focused on digital network, software, and media. In 1990, 2.3 million people used the internet. By 2016, 3.4 billion people started using the internet. And now the sixth wave, which we are only 2 years into, is focused on AI and IoT, robots and drones, and clean tech. Do you guys know what AI stands for?
Artificial intelligence.
So, as climate challenges intensify, clean tech may reshape business models and consumption patterns. There are 4 types of innovations: radical, disruptive, incremental, and architectural. And radical innovation is an invention that disrupts or replaces established business paradigm. It can also be a new product and service. For example, the iPhone.
Over here is my art piece, which is called Doodling. That helped me release some pressure a couple years back. I was in my previous school when they were doing an event, and one of those events was a scooter race. At that time, I really liked scooting, but I really didn't want to join. But then my friends and my teachers wanted me to join, so I reluctantly registered for it. And then when the day of that thing, of the scooter race came, I managed to qualify to the finals.
Okay, let's continue with our making connections. For making connections, we did real-life scenarios of peer pressure. Let me just read you one. Once in my old school, I was pressured to run in a race. I was hesitant and scared, but I gave in to the pressure and ran the race. I ended up winning and giving my team more points. This is also part of our making connections, transdisciplinary things, connections. Let me just read you one. How we express ourselves. We can express ourselves by going to a therapist or using poster art, music, dance, singing, and etc. etc.
These are some images when we're presented to the other grades, and this was when we're talking with our guest speakers. And the SAG connected to peer pressure is good health and well-being. We think it's connected because saying no to a peer can help protect your well-being. Another reason is that peer pressure can make you mentally and socially unhealthy. Saying no can also help earn respect of your peers and trust from your parents. And these were some of the questions from the survey. And one of them is, what is peer pressure? And this is one of the posters that we did. And this is our 3-2-1 bridge that we did at the end. So this was three facts, 2 suggestions, and 1 question you still have
I must say, when you were doing your presentation, one of the ahas for me when I think about peer pressure, I always think of negative peer pressure. Right, so when you talked about positive peer pressure, that was like, oh, tell me more. Right, so when you were doing your research and you came across positive peer pressure, do you have any examples of when you've had to exhibit positive peer pressure?
If you have an upcoming test, but you really don't have good grades, if one of your friends who has good grades can say, okay, let's study for the test. Yeah, so that is positive peer pressure. Any more questions?
How do you fight off negative peer pressure?
Okay. So a way to fight off negative peer pressure is to actually talk to somebody, or you can help yourself with the different therapies you can do yourself, like dance therapy and journaling therapy, as well as self-regulation. And you can also try and build your self-confidence and self-esteem, because when you have confidence and self-esteem, you'll be able to say no to someone trying to persuade you to do something. I think I enjoyed maybe finding out the age the most, because I got to find out a lot of interesting things about peer pressure and some fun facts about it.
My favorite part was taking action, because that's when we got the skate and the activities and all the other parts of our action, and we could possibly make a change. Yeah.
My favorite moment was the finding out and the action and like the making connections because of the skates and the artists and the models and the survey questions and the SDGs. And I enjoyed the making connections because of the Ivy Learner program, the therapies, and the transition basic connection. And for the finding out, like finding out new things, our peer pressure.
The most important thing we should take away with that story?
Well, they are all important.
Okay, I think everything in our presentation is very important. But I feel like something that everyone should take home is you have to have confidence in yourself and believe in yourself, listen to yourself, and be the same around all people. Try and act like yourself around everyone, so you can build your confidence and self-esteem and be able to say it.
And don't let anyone control you like a robot. Our three main key concepts are form, change, and responsibility. Form is the different types of viruses. Change, how the viruses evolved over time. Responsibility, ways of preventing viruses. We also connected the other key concepts too. Function is how viruses infect living organisms. Connection is different ways to handle viruses. Causation is the impact of viruses. And perspective is different points of view during pandemics.
Viruses are spherical, small, and can cause living things to be sick and or die. Callista's was, viruses are microscopic particles that attack living things with one or more cells. Some can be harmful and some can be helpful. Viruses can be on anything and everything. Scientists try to destroy some viruses. Papa said, people aren't always following protocols and are getting infected. Some are like basic holes, but others are killing machines. Some are kind of nice, but others are bad. I wrote, viruses can have many forms and give a different disease to your body. Sometimes viruses cause plagues to emerge, like the COVID-19 or the Spanish flu. Viruses also impact every living thing. What's the questions. So here are the questions we had on viruses. What could cause viruses to emerge? How do viruses mutate, which you find on the mutation presentation? What are the types of viruses, which you see over here? And how can we avoid new viruses, as in prevention, which you see on the board behind me?
And you forgot, how do they affect us?
Don't worry, let me think for a minute.
How do viruses affect humans? As you can see, here is a nice little innocent lady. Soon will be turned into this big, freaking ugly lady.
I tried to draw myself.
Here is a virus. So, how do they affect us? First, a virus looks around for a host cell. The glycoprotein of the virus is like the key to open the host cell. Now, you may think that viruses can only enter through your nose. Plus, they can enter through your skin, nose, mouth, eyes, depending on the virus. So say if a virus that needs to enter your nose gets on your skin, it won't do anything unless you touch your nose. So you better wash your hands quickly. Bye-bye, wholesale. Don't worry.
You also forgot to say something. The new viruses that break out of the cell are called virins.
So now you know why this nice lady is a freaky lady. Mutation.
Here we have the mutation of a virus. According to the World Health Organization, also known as WHO, the genetic material of a virus can change when it replicates. This change is known as mutation, and once a virus has one or several mutations, it becomes a variant of the original virus. You might be wondering, why do viruses mutate? Viruses mutate to adapt to their surroundings.
So here are some examples of some types of viruses that we researched on.
I did coronavirus. First, what is COVID? Coronavirus is an enveloped class 3 virus. 7 mutated versions of it have been discovered so far. They are normally 2.5 microns or nanometers in size. COVID-19 is a disease caused by SARS-CoV-2, the replica of SARS-CoV-1. What are some symptoms of COVID? Some symptoms of COVID include fever, cough, shortness of breath, loss or change in your senses of smell or taste, feeling tired, body pains, headaches, sore throat, loss of appetite, runny or blocked nose, and diarrhea.
With blood and bloody fluids such as urine, feces, saliva, sweat, vomit, breast milk, amniotic fluid, semen, and vaginal fluid. Of people who are sick. Yes, yeah.
That's okay. Good job.
And the symptoms of Ebola: fever, aches and pain, sore throats, weakness, and loss of appetite. So, a little similar to that of the COVID-19. Moving on to the monkeypox virus. This one originated in DRC, Democratic Republic of Congo. That place has problems. It's a rare virus that is mostly common in remote parts of West and Central Africa. It was first discovered in 1958. It belongs to the orthopox virus genus in the family Poxviridae. The virus doesn't spread easily between people, and the risk to the wider public is said to be very low. So for people who are infected with monkeypox, they seem to be
Men who had sex with men. Just get it over.
Yes.
Now let's go.
That's why it doesn't spread easily between people. Its infections have been confirmed in 9 European countries as well as USA, Canada, and Australia. Yes. While smallpox does not. Monkeypox produces smallpox like skin lesions, but symptoms are usually milder than those of smallpox. The symptoms of monkeypox: fever, headache, muscle aches, backaches, swollen lymph nodes, they are looking here, chills and exhaustion. There is no specific vaccine for monkeypox, but a smallpox jab offers 85% protection, since the two viruses are quite similar. So after this, go to the hospital and get a smallpox jab. You really have to.
And don't try thinking of getting pet monkey.
Don't get monkeypox.
No. Here, Kanye wrote, gender inequality is discrimination on the basis of gender, causing one gender to be more privileged than another or have different rights. Causes unevenness of education. When everyone is not equal to the same amount of education, it creates a lot of uneven things on the scale of equality. So that means certain people will not get education and it won't help them to grow. Next is lack of employment. Because they don't have access to good access to education, it's be hard for them to get a job and to climb up the social ladder. Then there's job segregation. So in our society and in our minds, certain jobs are for certain genders. For example, people think doctors should be male, and then some other jobs or caterers should be female, when it can be different. Because a female doctor can even be better than the male one that you're looking for. Next, facts. Over 150 countries have over at least one sexist law that doesn't make women equal to men or vice versa. Then, each minute, 25 women are married before wedding. And another cause of gender inequality is child marriage. We don't really have the problem here in Ghana, but in certain parts of Africa and the world, girls are married before their age, which won't help us rise up on that. Now, how to resolve? Give more girls access to education and end violence against women, who are mostly the people who are the gangs people and stuff. And the white people might be the hero or the popular person.
So racism is when you discriminate someone because of their skin color or race or ethnicity. Bullying is when you are mean to someone repeatedly or all the time, and it's usually aggressive behavior, usually to make someone feel bad or feel less of themselves. When you are being bullied, you should always tell a teacher or an older person or a trusted adult when you are being bullied, or stand up to the bully. If you cannot do so, you have to tell someone. When you face racism, you can call the police, or you can tell an adult or your teacher or someone in the law or someone in uniform.
Our ATL skills were our self-management skills, social skills, research skills, thinking skills, and communication skills. Our key concepts are change, perspective, causation, and responsibility. Change connects to our big idea of use of nature because whatever we do right now has a negative or positive effect on nature's future. Perspective because people have their own point of view about what nature is. Like for instance, somebody can say, oh, nature is my home. Causation is connected because what causes abuse of nature? You don't know. Responsibility. You have to be responsible for whatever you do to your surroundings. Like somebody will pick up the trash and be like, oh, this is not my house, so bye-bye. Now, we wrote a conceptual understanding of what abuse of nature is. Let me read one for you. One of my friends, Mikhail, said, my conceptual understanding. During this exhibition, I learned that nature is the element of the natural world. I learned that fires,
Floods and hurricanes are some types of causes of deforestation. Buying more and drive less is a way of preserving nature. EPA is an organization that helps protect nature. For those who don't know what EPA is Environmental Protection Agency. Over here we have our tuning in section. We use think, puzzle, explore, 3 words, 2 questions, 1 suggestion, and a white chart to express or to show what we know about abuse of nature. Now look at these pictures over here. What do you think is happening in the pictures? Yes, everyone. Pollution. Fire burning, that's wildfire. Destruction. Which one is destruction? The wildfire. Okay, wildfire. Deforestation. Also habitat. So for yes, air pollution. Air pollution. So for the sixth puzzle explore, one says, I think we take advantage of nature way too much. I puzzle why people destroy nature. Them cutting down trees isn't helping the world. I want to explore all the components of nature and why we abuse it. Abuse of nature feels like hot liquid bed. It feels like a darkness falling over your life. It looks like nature being criticized by mankind. Looks like trees being tortured. Looks like the earth suffocating. Sounds like fireworks being lighted. Sounds like a jet engine. Over here we have the elements of nature. Air, fire, earth, and water. So we wanted to go further and do the compositions of the elements of nature. Composition of water, composition of fire, composition of the air, and composition of the earth's crust. So here we have composition of the water in the human body and the water in the earth. Composition of fire, that is, we have the fire triangle over here. Heat, fuel, fire, and oxygen. Composition of the earth's crust. This is actually a symbol that represents earth. And yes, these are the things we can find in the earth's crust. And the percentage for aluminium is 8%, iron 6%, magnesium 4%, calcium 2.4%, and other things that can be found in the earth crust is 5.6%. And it changes over time. That's why over there isn't the same percent as over here. Here we have finding out. We used our research skills to find out what we think about natural and artificial classes. We have wildfires, pollution, deforestation, floods, climate change, animal abuse, volcanic eruption, and illegal mining. Over here, we have my perspective of abuse of nature done by Angel. This is man-made, aka artificial. Here, there's abuse of nature. This is also artificial. This is natural and natural forces, both of them. This was done by Asida and this was done by Kyle. Over here we have our reflections. So after we did the finding out, after every topic we do our reflections. So we did our reflections after finding out. And here we have all hands on board. This is showing how we preserve nature. How we preserve nature. There's drive less, always plant a tree. Use long-lasting light bulbs. Spread awareness. Bike more. Use eco-friendly products. Use solar panels. Minimize food wastage. And many more.
We got all the social media information from Facebook. Studies have shown the link between social media and symptoms of anxiety and depression. People become more anxious when their feelings are misread or taken out of context on social media. Example, Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok. Diet. The connection between diet Diet and emotions stems from the close relationship between your brain and your second brain. Our second brain is home of billions of bacteria that influence production of neurotransmitters, chemical substances that carry messages from the gut to the brain. Eating healthy food promotes the growth of a good bacteria, which affects our mental health. Studies have even found that healthy diets can help with depression, anxiety, etc. Avoid sugar and processed foods. Eat plenty fruits, vegetables, and proteins, along with omega-3 fatty acids. When you stick to a diet of healthy food, you're setting yourself to fewer mood fluctuations and an overall happier outlook.
Being able to be your true self is one of the strongest components of good. Another poster is stop the stigma and seek help. And then another poster is if the lights are off, don't be scared and turn it on. Mental health. Don't be afraid to admit that you have a mental health disorder, because we are always there to support you. Over here is where we all went to the MYP and the secondary grounds, MYP3, to tell them about mental health and what we've learned so far.
I understand that good social and physical well-being may contribute to good mental health. Reynolds said, I understand that mental health is a group of mental disorders and problems and illnesses which affect how you act. I said, I understand that a person's state of social, emotional, and psychological well-being is their mental health. Ashley said, I understand that mental health is a state of well-being which affects how we act, feel, and make choices. But the last part we have is academic integrity, where we have all our sources that we've used and also our assessors area. So we would like you to please come before you go and put a stroke in the thumbs up if you thought we had good confidence, the content was well researched, or originality, and another stroke at the thumbs down if you thought we didn't have confidence, and if the content wasn't well researched, and if it wasn't original.
So, Tammy and Jim, this is off the record. Can I ask a question?
Yes.
I just got a WhatsApp message from one of my brothers. Listen, how can you help me? He's saying, sorry, just what you are talking about. So just for you to know that it's a reality. I want to resign. The pressure is not good for my health. I am mentally stressed. So how can children help their parents go through mental health?
So first off, you need to get like a lot of sleep and exercise a lot, and you have to be eating healthy so that your mental health will calm down like a lot.
So then you need to get enough of rest so that your nerves will cool down and that your brain will settle for some while. Even if the effects come up, you just repeat the cycle again.
You need to have support from your family, friends, and loved ones, and therapy.
Well, you could sign up for a support group, or you could just hang out with your friends and your family and do what you like to do, because it has been proven by many studies that helps you relax and it eases the nerves that send the stress signals to your brain. So you also have to rest and eat a good healthy diet.